Hello and welcome to our video where we're going to be going back to basics and talking about 7 tips for SEO beginners. I'm Chad Hill and I have Adam Setzer with me.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chad. Trying to boil this down to 7 tips for SEO beginners might be tough, but we're going to try to do it. We'll try to cruise through these. If you're just getting into this, here's our list. Number 1, do your keyword research. Don't take action before having a destination in mind, and everything on the internet is keyword based. That's how the technology is today. That's how search engines think. That's how you need to start thinking. That's how searchers think. So you need to do your keyword research first and foremost so that you don't chase after terms that don't work. SEO takes 6, 9, 10, 12 months, sometimes years on a competitive term, and you don't want to put in that kind of time on a term that actually doesn't bring you the value you're looking for, whether that's a conversion, a sale, or a new audience. The best way to do keyword research is actually then pilot it with a small PPC budget and see what works, tune it up on your site, and then set it into a long-term SEO strategy.
Right, and then the second thing you want to think about is you want to make sure that you build a quality website. And there's really 2 things you need to be thinking about there. The first one is you want it to be a site that people are going to engage with and want to stay on and ultimately want to contact you, so you need to build some trust. But then you always have that second audience of the search engine, and we're talking about SEO tips for SEO beginners. So you want to make sure that your website is well structured, easily crawlable by the search engines, and usually you want to try to create some different pages that talk about the different products and services you offer so that each of those can be a feature piece for each of the services that you're going to be offering to your end clients.
Great, and that bleeds really nicely into number 3 for the SEO beginner, which is on-site optimization. It's related to building a great website, as Chad just mentioned, having the right pages on the right content, but it gets slightly more technical. Here's where you're tuning your code. You want to make sure your site is very well crawlable. There are great tools out there to make sure it is crawlable. Register for Webmaster Tools because Google will actually tell you if they're hitting errors, plus give you lots of other information. Don't go crazy overthinking this stuff because we know a lot of SEO beginners spend their whole life just in step 3 here on on-site optimization. It is important, but it is not the entirety of search engine optimization. So go read up. We've got great videos at hubshop.com about this. There are other tools that will help give you checks on where things are good and bad, whether you have title tags, H1s, the density, all the things are tuned how you want it to be. Get it done, tune it up, but then move on to the other steps. And also don't overthink your site architecture. Flatter is better. The rule of thumb is Google wants 3 paths to every page. WordPress is great for this because they'll give you a direct path, an archive, a calendar, a tag, a category, but you don't need to make it 7 miles deep. In fact, Matt Cutts has told you that's actually bad for the search engine. So Flatter is better, tune it up, and then move on.
Right. So then, of course, you have this site that you've built. You want to make sure that you really are focusing on the end user, not just the search engine. So we just told you some things to do with the search engine, but also remember, real people are going to be on your website. Real people like to see well-structured content with nice headers, with bullets. They want to see images on every page. They want to see things like videos and infographics. So make sure that you really think about what can you do to communicate your service in the best way possible so that that person who's on your website and is giving you that 10-second test of do I want to stick around, that you're going to pass and they're going to engage and stay on your website and ultimately convert.
And again, number 4 leads very well into number 5, which is syndicate your content. And I think SEO beginners, Chad, have a really hard time with this. But if you do number 4 really well, which is you've focused on your end user and you've created great content that they're going to love, you actually find number 5, then syndicating that content is not particularly difficult. Now, a lot of beginners in SEO take a wrong turn here and they think number 5 is just link building or link spamming, and they go out and do all the wrong things. And several years ago that may have worked, but particularly in 2013 with major algorithmic updates from Google, the way you syndicate your content, which if done right will earn you high quality backlinks as well as recognition in readers, is really, really important. These algorithms are tighter than they've ever been. They're looking for web spam, they're looking for link spam, and they're chopping it down at the knees. So you really don't want to take that kind of approach. What you want to do is figure out where their conversations are happening that are in your topical area and then join those and share some of this great content, particularly that's educational, that's informative, that's a how-to, that's humorous, that's political, that's artwork, that people will really appreciate and share and join in that conversation. Along the way, you'll be leaving an excellent footprint for Google to see your site is real strong. You'll earn some backlinks, and that will help your rankings.
Right, absolutely. And of course, one way to help promote and syndicate that content is to use social media. So our 6th tip is to make sure that you set up at least one social media platform and use it. And that's the operative word, because all too often people say, well, I'll go create every different profile I want. I'll have Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. I'm going to have that profile, but they don't actually update it. So actually, in some ways, it detracts from your website's ability to convert, because I've been to too many websites where you go say, well, what are they saying on Twitter? And they've only ever had one post, and it was 3 years ago. So pick one and do it right, and that's a great way of promoting your content, syndicating it, and then hopefully earning links back to your website so that you improve your rankings in the search engines.
And number 7, often one of the hardest for the SEO beginner, is have patience. Search engine optimization is a long-term process. There are lots of studies that will show the return on investment is extremely high from this activity. Put another way, the cost per lead that you can acquire using search engine optimization as an inbound marketing approach is extremely attractive, but it does not happen quickly. So if you need traffic right away, if you don't sell customers today, you're going to go out of business. You don't want to be doing SEO. You need to be doing PPC or something even more aggressive that will get leads. But if you're in it for the long haul, this 7-step approach is very successful, but you've got to wait it out. You've got to understand rankings may take a year to achieve. They may take multi-years on very competitive terms. But if you do achieve them using these kinds of tactics, the return on investment will be absolutely astounding.